Hey, the ultimate Black Panther comic book has sold out. Black Panther. And it's bad news. It's not good news. It's not a celebration. It's not the end of episode 1 Phantom Menace. Going over to Bleeding Cool. Penguin loses thousands of copies of Ultimate Black Panther #1. This company, the millions of dollars that they have, multiple resources, shipping could be handled anyway. They decided to use penguins to travel the comics from one place to another. Obviously, that's not true, but I couldn't resist myself. Penguin Random House is what they mean when they say penguin, okay? And I think my comic book shop has Diamond, and I'll have my books when I go. It seems that Penguin Random House appears to have lost thousands of copies of Marvel's launch issue of Ultimate Black Panther #1. You know what? I watched Tyrone Magnus and I saw him do that. That's where I got that from. That wasn't an original break into song and dance. I'm disappointed in myself. Marvel Comics titles are exclusively distributed to comic shops via Penguin Random House, though Diamond comic distributors work as a middleman for some. I'm almost sure the ones in Canada is one of those some. Still exclusively distribute Marvel to the UK with Diamond UK. Those who use Diamond usually pay more, but gain a little simplicity and maybe a few economies of scale along the way. Oh, and this week, all their copies of Ultimate Black Panther #1. See, here's the thing, man. I remember Diamond saying that they're going to reduce 40% of the cost on stores and the cost that they do to stores. And that was like an eye-opener because you could afford to do this the whole time. But now that Lunar is in the game and Penguin, now you guys want to be that way, huh? I looked at Diamond unfavorably. Because it seems that Penguin Random House appears to have lost thousands of copies of the main cover of the launch issue Ultimate Black Panther #1. I have been given the number of 12,000, but that's not confirmed. Still, that's nice to hear. A number, even when it's not confirmed. Could be more, could be less, but 12,000, all right. Many stores have been allocated to have their orders. Some have got none. Bleeding Cool reported that the comic had gone to a second printing before the first arrived in stores. Might this be the reason why? Damn. So my initial response to that, I think I replied to somebody on Twitter that when this announcement came out, there's going to be a second printing. I was like, because I didn't know about all this stuff with losing copies. I was going, this is terrible news. It means that the comic shops ordered so little and underestimated how many customers would be interested in Ultimate Black Panther 1. Comic shops know how much Black Panther actual Pack 616 sells, and they're like, okay, we know the ballpark. We have years of black comic books selling low for good reason, because they're never included in the major stuff. So why the hell should we expect a lot of people to buy it? But this was a special comic book. Stefano Caselli was the artist. I have never seen an interior artist as high profile as Stefano Caselli on a black comic book. Let me think about that. On a black comic book. Anything with X-Men, if it's a team and Storm is in it, I wouldn't count it. Stefano Caselli is there. There is actually incentive from outside of those who love representation for buying black comic book characters, melanated characters. Those people were not alone. There were actual comic book readers going, you know what, there's a new Ultimate universe. Jonathan Hickman seems to be the head of Ultimate. Want to be involved in the storyline. It's Spider-Man, it's T'Challa, and I think there's another Ultimate character that I can't remember right now. But there's very few Ultimate in the line. It's not too hard. Once they get to like 10 Ultimate books, sure. But this is only the one of 3 Ultimate titles. Yeah. Of course people are going to be interested in this. It's part of the Hickman. It's associated. And look at that. Looky, Marvel Comics. When there is inclusion, Interest is up. I was ready and prepared to say the fact that these sold out isn't positive. It just means that your comic shop's under ordered based off of sales data. Your shops don't want to be racist and not order the Black Panther comic. They want to order just as much as they need to. And we have taught them, we the customers as in large, have taught them black means be conservative with your pre-orders. These were pre-ordered 2 months prior. So it's probably not related to that. This second printing is happening because comic books were lost, making the original pretty rare. So when I go to my shop, I should call my shop right now. Okay, let's see what happens now. Did the comics come in? Sir, is the Ultimate Black Panther in the shop, or was it one of the 12,000 that Penguin Random House have lost?
We just ordered just for subscription orders. We did get all our orders though.
You got all of them, and you only ordered for the pre-orders. You didn't have any extras to put on the shelf?
No extras. We had like 6 ordered on subscription, and we only ordered about 6. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you, why didn't you order any for the shelves for anyone to walk in? And why did you only go by pre-orders?
Because usually Black Panther, I only have 2 guys who order it. And previously Ultimate Comics, before they reboot, the numbers are pretty low. So being the regular Black Panther only sold 2 copies, and being the previous Ultimate series sort of died out, I didn't think it was going to be that popular.
Yeah, I was just saying the same thing on the video I'm recording right now. So thank you for confirming that. But
okay, no worries.
Thank you.
Okay.
But it's in my pull, so I'll go there, get it whenever I get there, and
Yeah,
thank you.
Sounds good.
Thank you, comic book shop.
Yeah, welcome.
So I got my comic book in the shop. That's good to hear. Shout out to Diamond, okay? I probably should have asked about Diamond really while I was there. Bleeding Cool reported that the comic had gone to the second printing. Anyway, good luck finding a copy. I hear it's a belter of a comic book. I hope they find them soon. And we got the cover right up there. I think that the major takeaway from this is, yes, comic book shops, rightfully so, are going to under order based off of evidence. Now, if people like my shop, did you hear what he said? Only 2 guys are ordering Black Panther, and he went up to 6 just because people asked him. So he's like, oh, okay, cool. Some people are asking, 6 comics it is. That's low. That's not nice. Wouldn't even risk it to buy an extra one to go on the shelves because the black comic book character, the Black Panther, regular Black Panther, never attracted that kind of walk-in audience. And enough weeks have passed, enough months and enough issues have passed of just seeing another month pass when no one picks it up. It's like, yo, listen, subscribers only. That's all I'm going to do. I don't need to get freaky with it. Amazing Spider-Man, sure. I got all my subscribers, but some people might just walk in and come in for that book. So I'll order a few extra. And at the end of the day, it's Amazing Spider-Man. Somebody at some point in time will be interested in this, whether it's a back issue because someone wants to complete their 900 comic book collection of Spider-Man. It's worth the risk. There's no risk, actually. Here's a comic book shop. You're going to need comics to sell. Spider-Man, Avengers. You can get a little bit experimental. And with the Black Panther, no longer can the shop that I just phoned get experimental. But hey, Penguin Random House. Too bad, so sad. All of the comic books coming to Canada. We're here. I almost said goodbye to you, but I have to read this page on Marvel's website and how are they treating it about the second printing. With anticipation so high, comic shops can already order an upcoming second printing of Ultimate Black Panther #1. That's all it is. It's just anticipation being so high, not anticipation being so low from the prior Ultimate Universe or the regular Black Panther not selling. Now, so Ultimate Black Panther's second printing will have a brand new cover by superstar artist R.B. Silva. Hey, that's smart, putting good artists on the book. Maybe it'll attract readers. Arrive on the same day that the #2 hits the stand. So comic shops, you can get your order. It'll be a different printing, making the first printing more rare. Bryan Hill is going to say that I think the difference between what's going on now in the 616 and what's going on in Ultimate Black Panther is I'm using a broader philosophical canvas, Bryan Hill told comicbook.com. I didn't mention Bryan Hill. He is somewhat of a higher profile than what we usually get on Black Panther comic books, or any black character really. And you know what else? Thinking Critical speaks highly of him, and he's got influence. So what you need to do is find more comic book authors who can get spoken highly in spaces like YouTuber Thinking Critical, and you can get far, and you can get that customer instead of relying on the black audience to pick up the black comic book and nobody else. Bryan Edward Hill has some name recognition. I know I only gave Stefano Caselli credit prior, like 10 minutes ago. Well, it's not 10 minutes for you because I'm doing this in the edit. Back to me, back when I was closing this video and I had a shirt on. A panel of ultimate YouTubers will join to talk about Ultimate Black Panther #1. That's coming. You are on the correct channel if you're interested in that. I also did a comic book panel for the Black Panther regulars right here. Right there. That's the regular Black Panther. Big panel talking about the storylines for most part. A little bit of movie talk creeps in, but it's about the comic book. You have found the right channel for that conversation, mi amigo.